Once you start working with images in Illustrator, it opens up a whole different level of creating vector art. You can do a lot of things with photographs, even though they are not vector objects to begin with. They can be traced and turned into vector art, or even kept as pixel images and incorporate them into your vector artwork. Since photos are made of pixels and not paths, you will have to work with them slightly differently. And in this video, I'm going to explain all those differences so we can prepare for the more fun stuff in the next videos in this chapter. So first of all, how do we place an image into an Illustrator document? This image is already placed here, but I'm just going to delete it and show you how I've done that. So all you have to do is to go to the File menu and choose Place. There's also a shortcut there. You can see Ctrl-Shift-P or Command-Shift-P if you want to remember that. And then you can find the images on your computer. I'm just going to choose a JPEG and I'm going to place it in. When I get to the place function, I can decide to just simply click and then place the image in with its current resolution. Or I can also decide to click and drag, which will allow me to decide the size that I want this image to be. So I can make it bigger or smaller, and notice how it maintains the aspect ratio. Once I let go, it's going to be placed as a linked file, and that is very important. So what does that mean, a linked file? First of all, you can see it once it's selected here on the top left. It says linked file. And when I click on this, I can actually see the name of the file. By the way, the name of the file is also here. And if I hover over it, I can see the full path to that file on the computer. And that's the key, because a linked file is going to need the source, the original JPEG or PNG or whatever file you imported. Without having that file available, Illustrator is going to say it's a missing image and you won't be able to work with it anymore. So a linked file relies on the original source image. As long as that's available and it's not renamed or moved or deleted, it's going to work fine. A good way of working, if you are using linked files, is to keep these files next to your Illustrator document and make sure you don't rename them or delete them. Of course, there are even safer solutions like embedding an image, and that's the button here on the top. If I click on embed, now it's not a linked image anymore. It just says image here on the top. And when I click here, I can see a little icon representing that it is embedded. So what this means is that Illustrator now doesn't rely on the original source file. Because it is embedded, it's enough to give the AI file to someone and they will be able to work with the image inside it. Of course, embedding doesn't mean that the original file has been deleted or moved. That stays where it was, but there's a duplicate or copy embedded into your Illustrator document. Now, you probably noticed that there is also an option now available called unembed. If I click on that, I can reverse this whole thing, so I can turn it back into a linked file. All I have to say is where that original image is on the computer. So I have to point back at that file, and if I say save, then it's going to turn it back into a linked file again. So which is a better way of working? Shall we keep our images linked or embed them? The reason for embedding them is to make it easier to work with images, so you don't have to worry about the original source files, but that is going to increase the file size of your Illustrator document. There is a much smarter technique called creating a package, which allows you to keep working with linked files and forget worrying about the source files. Unfortunately, again, this is something you might not find in older versions of Illustrator. It's definitely available in Illustrator Creative Cloud, so you will find it under File, Package. If you don't see it there, unfortunately, the version you are using won't allow you to do this. In that case, you will have to use embedding if you don't want to lose your source files. So I have this image here, but I'm going to place in another image as well in this document. So I just go to File, Place, as we've done it before, and I'm going to use another image from this folder, maybe the sunglasses. So let me just place that in here. I'm just going to click and drag, and now we have two images. But to make things more interesting, I'm going to also use the type tool. Now, we haven't worked much with the type tool yet, but this is again something I'm going to talk in more detail in another chapter. But for now, I'm just going to click somewhere here, and I'm going to change the font to something a little bit more specific or more unique, like this one. So this font is not a generic font, it's not on everyone's machine. It's a font that I purchased and I've been using for years. So what if I want to make sure that this Illustrator document can be transferred to someone else's computer and they will be able to work with these images and also with this font that they might not have on their machine? So this is when the package feature comes in, and whoever is using InDesign will be familiar with this, because in InDesign, packaging has been around for a long time, and they recently introduced this into Illustrator and also into Photoshop. So once I have everything here that I wanted to work with, I can go up and save this document first of all. So once it's saved, then I can go into the package feature, File, Package, and within that, I can decide where I want to save this package. I'm just going to save it where it offers me to do it. And then I keep everything turned on. So it's going to copy the fonts, the links, which are the images. So all that I will need. I'm going to click on package. And I'm just going to get this explanation, what happens with fonts and licensing of the fonts, how it works. This is more of a legal copy. You can read it if you want to, but I'm just going to go ahead and click OK, just so we can see what happens. So the package has been created successfully. Great. Show me the package. So here I can see the folder that has been created, within which I have my Illustrator document, the AI file, and next to it I have a links folder with the 2 pixel images or photos, and also I have a fonts folder with the actual font file. So as long as I give someone this image folder, which is my package, they will be able to work without any error messages. So the Illustrator file open up from this package folder will find the relevant font and will find the relevant images from the links folder. So that's a very smooth way of working with images. So that's what I recommend to do. Keep working with linked files, and only at the end, when you are ready to finalize your work, you save a package. And each time you make changes, you should save a new package and you can delete the previous one, or you can even keep the previous one if you like to keep all the stages of your work saved. Although keeping images linked will make your file smaller and essentially make it easier to work with them, in some cases you will need to embed them. You might remember, if you watched the previous chapter, that if you want to turn images into brushes, that will need you to embed them. So sometimes your hands will be tied and you will have to embed the images. So in a nutshell, that's all what you need to know about handling images in an Illustrator document. But there is another very important aspect, and that is the resolution of these images, which you can find up here on the options bar. The PPI, that's the resolution, so it's 416 on this one, and the glasses is around the same. If I make this image smaller by holding down the Shift key and dragging one of the corner points, notice how the resolution increases. PPI stands for pixel per inch, so it's pixel density. And the smaller you make an image, the more you compress the information, all those little pixels inside it, into a smaller area. And that is why the value is increasing when you make images smaller. But when you make images bigger, if I select the lighthouse, which starts from 416, if I increase that size, you can see it's actually dropping in the resolution. Now, the reason why this is important is because if you are planning to print an Illustrator file that has images inside it, you will have to pay attention not to use images that will be below 240, or if you're a bit more strict, 300 ppi, because they will start to fall apart in print, so they won't look good. So having the PPI too low is definitely not good. Anything below 240, I would say, is already starting to be a problem. But having it too high is also not good, Because if you have something like 1,000 or even more than that, that means you have an extremely high resolution image, which is unnecessary for the size of print that you are planning to do. So all I'm saying is keep an eye on the PPI and choose the images accordingly to the work that you are doing. As long as it's somewhere between 240 and let's say 500, that's going to be perfectly fine. And that is all I wanted to show you in this video. Now, in the next one, we will look at how to prepare our images for turning them into vector artwork.